Hello, everybody, and welcome to not Studio Day Heffrey. Welcome to my couch, where today I'm going to do mock draft for the Cowboys 1.0. And I'm allowed to call it 1.0 because I'm doing this for 1053thefan.com, and this is not just something that I'm doing live while I'm playing around on YouTube. So I get to change the number. If you go to youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh, sure, you can see like 17 different mock drafts. But for 1053thefan.com, as a recorded mock, it's 1.0. So this is Mock Draft 1.0, kind of. So welcome. And as you guys know, a couple of the things that I like to do in drafts is I am Captain Trade Down. I'm using the draftnetwork.com, their mock draft machine. There are a lot of different places you can do this. The Draft Network, Pro Football Network, Pro Football Focus. What's the other one? There's another one that I was using a lot last year, but there's a lot of new ones now. But anyway, let's take a look at what 3 rounds could look like for the Dallas Cowboys. And do I have a plan for what I'm hoping to do here? Of course I do. Does your plan matter when a mock draft starts happening? Of course it doesn't, because anything can happen. So as you can hear, my phone is ringing. And I have trade offers. And I'm going to tell you, this is kind of what I was hoping for. So, as you can see here, you have the Bears offering for your 10th overall. They're offering you number 20 overall, number 52, so you would add a second-round pick, and a 6th-round pick. Now, I'm only doing 3 rounds deep in this mock. Here is a trade offer from the Jets, who are offering their 2nd rounder, their 6th rounder, and next year's 1, which in real life, would I accept that? Very possible. But since I'm not doing a mock for next year, I'm not going to accept it for the moment. And the 49ers are offering number 12 and their 5th-round pick. So the Bears offer intrigues me. What we're going to do is we're going to remember what they've offered, and I'm going to look at who's available, and then I may come back to the Bears and come get 1, 2, and 6. Okay? But let's see who's on the board. Now, guys that I would consider if I'm the Cowboys sitting here picking at 10. Caleb Farley, Virginia Tech corner. Rashawn Slater, offensive tackle, Northwestern. Maybe Christian Darrisaw, the Virginia Tech offensive tackle. Now, what I got to tell you is I'm doing this for a reason. I just finished up watching Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the Notre Dame linebacker, and I love him. I love J.C. Horn. I love Nick Bolton. There's a lot of guys that are kind of my guys in this draft, and those are some of them. So in this spot, you could absolutely just take Caleb Farley. You could absolutely just take Rashawn Slater. You could do that. And Farley would fit a position of huge need. But what I want to do is I want to accumulate some picks because I want to help this defense even more than just taking one corner. So, I'm me. We are going to go find the Bears. The Bears. We are going to select the Bears. We are going to offer them what they had already offered us. Now, what I would like to try is, how about this? Instead of their 1, 2, and their 6, I want their 1, 2, and their 3, and I'll give them my Byron Jones compensatory 3. A little counter offer for you. Oh, man. Come on, Bears. I want your 3rd-round pick. All right, here we go. So I'm going to give them number 10, number 99, and number 222 for 20, 52, and 83. Okay? Because I want to move up in the 3rd round. Even though with what I'm going to do with that pick, I probably don't have to because of I know how a lot of these simulators go, and I know where I need my guy. I don't want to move up. Thank you. I'm going to turn the volume down because I don't want you guys to have to hear that phone ringing all the time. All right, now we're at number 20. I'm going to decline trade offers because I want to see who's available. And boom, this is kind of a dream come true. I lost one of the guys I really want, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. But J.C. Horn, South Carolina, is one of the most aggressive corners you'll ever see. I really like him. His Auburn tape obviously was phenomenal. He was getting his hands on footballs left and right. He got an interception. So I'm still getting a guy that I've graded as a first-round corner, and I traded down to do it, so I've added picks, okay? So we're taking J.C. Horn. Bam, and done. Now let's watch some of the other guys I love leave. Goodbye, Nick Bolton. Goodbye, Aziz Ojulari. Ooh, do we want to come up to 32 if it costs us 42 and a 4? Maybe. Let me see what's available at 32. No, pause! Oh, no, they picked! Oh, well. Let's see who's going here. I didn't want to trade up for any of these guys. Asante Samuel Jr., maybe? But no, we're good here. No trades. Oh, see, now if this happened, this would be a dream come true. I have serious doubts that this would happen because Christian Barmore, I think you're going to see a D tackle. It would be rare you didn't see a D tackle go in the first round of an NFL draft. But that is what this simulator is doing right now. But Christian Barmore, the defensive tackle for Alabama, he's a redshirt sophomore. He's a really good player. And he got better and better as the season went along. He's young. He's, to me, the top defensive tackle in this draft class. If he were available at 42, I would snap right to it. So I'm probably going to take him. I'm going to give you other names to consider because I think the likelihood of Barmore being there is not great, but I used to reset things when CeeDee Lamb was available at 17, so you got to do what you got to do. Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State offensive tackle, that is a guy to consider. Corners, Tyson Campbell would be in consideration here. Now, we already took one corner, so we don't have to do that, but Tyson Campbell would be in consideration. I like Greg Newsome, but I think that's a little high. Other corners that I would be waiting and watching, Melifonwu from Syracuse, Elijah Molden from Washington. Those are names to keep in mind. At linebacker, I got to watch Pete Werner today and Jabril Cox. Surratt I would not like at this pick. It's a little bit early. So my linebackers were going to be, my goal was kind of to trade down and be able to take Owusu Koromoa. And I thought about it, but J.C. Horn being there was great and filled an even bigger need, so we didn't have to do it. So what we're going to do here is other guys you need to know the names of. Jalen Phillips and Carlos Basham. I think both of them would be really good picks in the 40s. Guys that play the edge would help you on the pass rush. I know you have Gregory and I know you have Tank, but having a third edge would be awesome. So remember those names. And the only question here is, do I take a guy that I think realistically might not be there? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to not. And I have a plan for that. I'm going to not because I think the realism of it is a little bit of a struggle there. So get to know Jalen Phillips, former 5-star recruit, almost had a medical retirement. He has had some injury history, but he's a really nice pass rush prospect at Miami. So we're going to take him there. I don't need to move up 2 spots, thank you. I will just see what happens when we get back on the clock. I already traded down. Now, you lost Trevon Merrick and Javon Holland. These are the 2 first safeties off the board, at least here on the Draft Network. They're not my 2 top safeties, so I'm not worried about it. My top safety in this draft class, because I'm a crazy person, happens to stand 5'8". And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you right now, I'm picking him right there at pick 74 because he's going to make it because he's 5'8". So what we're going to do here is we're going to pop over to the D-line, and why I didn't need to take Barmore anyway, oh, and he's still there. There's no way, so I'm not doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down the board a little bit according to them, and I'm going to introduce you to Elim McNeil, or Elim, I'm not sure how to say his first name, and I apologize for that. NC State, he's about 315, 320 pounds, and he's one of those dudes that is what you would call one technique. You know, at defensive tackle, you have one technique, 3 technique. The one technique is what a lot of people would call the nose tackle in a 4-3. He lines up between the center and the guard. He's got to deal with multiple blockers a lot. He's got to be your kind of stout run stopper. That's McNeil. He's 315, 320 pounds, and he's really good at manhandling single blockers, but he's also got a nice first step. So he's sort of an athletic nose tackle that I think could help your football team a lot. So here in the mid-late second round, this is your bonus for moving down here. Instead of taking Caleb Farley, I have J.C. Horn and my defensive tackle, Aleem McNeil. So that's what we've done there. I don't want any of these other trade offers because I already know what I'm doing with my next pick. You may go, you may go, you may go, you may go. And this is going to be hard. You can nitpick any mock draft. Like right now, I bet a lot of people are thinking, what are you going to do about the offensive line? I'm going to hope they're healthy. And if I need help, I'm going to do it in free agency. No, I don't want any of your offers. I'm going to go here, and what I'm going to do is they're going to think it's a reach, and I do not, because Arderius Washington, TCU, is my top safety in this entire draft class. My second safety is Hamza Nasiruddin at Florida State, but he is more of a box guy, giant dude, really good in the run game, good tackler, but not the best cover guy. Arderius Washington is shades of Honey Badger. He's 5'8", he's under 180 pounds, and so that works against him. Other than that, I don't have a weakness to give you. He's super physical. He's a ball hawk. He can play slot corner, and you can't get open on him. Arderius Washington is awesome, and I'm taking him. Now, you're back up at 83. Let me see. Is that Oklahoma State offensive tackle still available? No. Then I'm going to need to get to know some of these other guys. But this is a place where you could start looking at some offensive line stuff if you were looking for some help there. I'm not familiar enough with those guys to do that. So far I have taken a corner, an edge, an interior D lineman, and a safety. So let's keep loading up on the defense. Linebacker, Baron Browning. You probably saw him force a fumble in the game against, that was Ohio State. That was a national championship game, right? That was the Alabama game. Baron Browning, we're going to throw you in to be an extra piece in the linebacker core. And we traded up, so we're out of picks now. That's it. I should have looked around. I could have taken you another corner there, too, if, like, my guy Elijah Molden was available out of Washington. He'd be a slot corner that could play for you for the next few years. And that is your final draft. And that would be what a draft could look like for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, I don't know how similar it'll be to what they want to do, but I think they would be well advised to take a look at that and say, man, that looks really good. All right, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Make sure you stop by youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh to leave in the comments on this video what you would like to hear about tomorrow. And remember that you don't know what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. And I love you. Bye. Check 1053thefan.com every day, and I'll see you from 2 to 7 today.